good. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic now that we're chatting because we've already just been giggling and having a good time so far. Yay.
You have the best energy. I'm so excited.
Thank you. Well, I am obsessed with everything you've posted from the Revolve Festival last weekend. You looked incredible. How was
Thank
it?
you so much. It was so much fun. It was so cute because they had a pool and rides, and those are like two of my favorite things. So I was in little Mikaila heaven.
Oh my gosh, I bet. I was, living vicariously from everybody there as I was on my couch in like really cold Nashville that can't make its mind up as to if it wants to be spring or winter. So
I'm from Michigan, and my mom just sent me a video of it snowing yesterday. I was like, oh, that must really suck. I'm in the 80-degree sun.
yeah, must be nice. Well, girl, you are up to so many cool projects right now. You just released your second song ever, Concentration. That is so, so exciting. What have you learned just from that first time now with the second song?
So the first song, I just kind of learned that marketing is very, very important to get the numbers that you want. And fortunately, I already have a platform, so the numbers come a little bit easier for me because I already have people that love seeing what I do. So with What Goes Around Comes Around, we just focused on making a big release. I did a music video for it, and that was my first music video that I've ever been in while being the artist. I've been in a lot of videos for other people, but I was in control of this one. And it was super awesome to kind of like be my own creative director and like tell people what my vision was. And then I threw a release party and everything for it. So it was just really, really awesome. Concentration, I'm just kind of sitting back because that song is just more of like a beautiful song that I made artistically with my friends. So I just wanted to get the song out there. I have some more songs coming around summertime that I'm really, really excited to push more on TikTok and like utilize that tool with. But these songs, I don't really necessarily want the like viral content from them. I just want to get my music out there. But I have some viral ideas for some future songs. So I'm really excited to start pushing those later on.
Oh, girl, you are an expert at all of that. So I know that that's just gonna just fly away for you. Well, I have Concentration pulled up. I wanted to play like a fun clip of it with you and just kind of jam out and just ask you some questions about the song. Does that sound fun?
It's so fun. Let's do it.
Okay.
Need you here with me. Come be where you're supposed to be. Focus on me. Distraction. 'Cause with you, my concentration's never lacking. Think I need some conversation. Get some laughs.
Girl. Oh my gosh. So I have to know, do you think about how you would dance to your music when you're writing?
All the time.
Okay, I would think so.
So every song I make, I'm always like, what kind of dance style can I do? And this song, I actually walked into the studio and I was like, I want like a sensual vibe that I could put heels on and do some like sexy dancing too. And they were like, okay, do.
So is that one of the crossovers between being a dancer and then releasing music as a singer that maybe we wouldn't think about, that now that you have that part of music knowledge and skill, and now when you're deciding to be a singer, does that make the process any easier, or how would you describe that overlap?
Honestly, it's going to be different for everyone. For me personally, it makes it easier because I know exactly what I'm looking for, if that makes sense. Like I have a specific genre of dance that I love. Like I love sexy heels dancing, so I can make my slower vibes and I can walk into the studio knowing that's what I want to do. I love twerking, so I can do like my upbeat, like fun, like baddie vibes that I can just kind of like twerk to. And then I also love, like sadder music, like singer-songwriter style, just so I can do like my beautiful contemporary work too. So it honestly depends on like my dance vibe of the day. And I go in and I'm like, this is how I'm feeling. This is the type of song I want to make.
So with dance being your first love, at what point were you like, I want to be a singer. I want to try this. How did that happen?
So that's actually a funny story. I love dancing and I was backup dancing for this girl. Her name was Ina back home in Detroit. And Sam Watson was a feature on one of her songs. And he, was like, Mikaila, why don't you sing? And I was like, oh, Sam, I cannot sing to save my life. I literally sound like a dying goat. Like I remember telling him that word for word. He's like, no, everyone can sing. You need to get in the studio. And I was like, there's no way I'm ever going to the music studio. That's never going to happen. And like, even going through all my years of school, I was so stubborn. I refused to take choir. I would be in school musicals and I was like, I'm only dancing and lip singing. Like, don't give me any roles where I have to sing like by myself because it's not going to happen. I just didn't have any faith in my voice, but it was always like a secret thing that I wanted to get good at. So one day I hit Sam Watson up and I was like, hey, I want to come to the studio. And we made a song together and I didn't sound bad at all. And I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. So we ended up making 2 songs together. This was back, I want to say in 2018, 2019. So I've been doing music before I was even on social media for real, which is a fun fact. But then the pandemic hit, I was in college. I ended up blowing up on social media. So all my focus went onto that. And then I ended up dropping out of school to move out to LA and follow my dreams. And then I went back home this past August and I went to see Sam and I was like, I want to make a whole EP so I can go back to LA and show people I sing. And he was like, okay, let's do it. So I was back home for a matter of 2 weeks, worked with him for 1 week and we made 8 songs, brought those all back here to LA. I got management. They were like, oh my gosh, we're going to put you in a room with a bunch of producers and stuff. So then I started actually like focusing full time on making music. And that's kind of my story and how I got into it. It was all because of Sam.
That is awesome. I still can't get over how you described yourself as a dying goat, because you 100% do not sound that way. You are very, very talented.
Thank you. It's one of those things I'm learning. Like, if you speak negatively of yourself, that's how you're going to be perceived. But if you speak highly of yourself, then you're going to be good at what you want. Like, as soon as I kind of changed my mindset and I was like, no, I can do this. I started taking vocal lessons. I started, like watching and analyzing how other performers perform. I was like, I can do this. I don't sound bad.
Heck yeah. Well, I know that you are such a big proponent of self-love and self-acceptance. Go ahead and lean closer so we can see what your sweatshirt says. I love it.
Oh my gosh, it says women are powerful in the back. Women are powerful.
Oh, I love it. Okay, you emphasize that so much on your platforms, and you are not afraid to be yourself. You are not afraid to show off your skills on your platforms. Does that ever get difficult? Because that can be a really brave thing to do, to just relentlessly be yourself and put out what you want to put out.
Honestly, it's never difficult for me. I'm very fortunate to come from a family that's like very, very extremely supportive of me. And they've never really like shamed me for what I love doing. I grew up wanting to be a dancer and that's not really like a common occupation. And dancers are not really known to like make a good amount of money to live. But my family didn't care. They're like, no, you're going to do it. Like, you're great. You're going to do it. My family came. This is including my grandparents even. Like, my whole family, literally. They would come to all my shows. They were always there for me. They literally paid for everything I needed. And they like pushed me. So now that just kind of transferred over to my social media too. They're my number one supporters. And because of that, like, I know I can just truly be my genuine self. And I think that that's why I have the platform that I do, because I don't really think there's too many people that spread that message. It's always like them trying to be something they're not, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's important to be yourself. So
yes, it is. Oh my goodness. So earlier we were talking about the pool that you had at the Revolve Festival. And I know that you were always at the pool. You were always at the beach. So I'm dying to know, as it starts to warm up here in Nashville and we can start going to the pools around here, what are your pool or beach day essentials? What do you always have to have with you to make it the best day?
Oh my gosh, I need to have water with me. I need to have some kind of fruit. If I'm going to the pool, I need to bring my own fruit. But if I'm going to the beach, they always have the little fruit trucks like at Santa Monica. And I love those. The mangoes from those things are so good. So I always get a fruit cup. I have my little towel because, I don't want to lay in the sand. I bring my little tanning oil, some sunscreen, sunglasses. And then normally I'll bring like a journal or a book because the ocean is actually where I get my most inspiration from. So I love to just write and read over there.
Oh, I love that. I'm a big beach girl myself, but I have never lived near a beach. So I'm very jealous.
Oh my gosh. You need to move to a beach. It's a life changer. But honestly, for me, I live like 40 minutes from Santa Monica and I never have time to go. So I'm kind of sad. I promised myself this summer that I'm going to make it a priority to like go to the beach more. So that's why I moved here. I love the ocean.
Well, that's what I was thinking. A lot of people say if you live near a beach, people never actually go to the beach because it's sort of like grass is always greener, but I don't know, maybe I'd be the exception if I actually moved there. I'd be like, every day, let's go.
Listen, I would go every single day. It's just more of a like, I'm always working and I'm always at my place type situation. I feel like I almost need to just get a place that's like 5 minutes from the beach because then I'd have no excuse. I hate driving and LA is ridiculous to drive through. So that's my main excuse.
Oh my gosh. Now I have to ask, I know you have the sweetest little kitty, Mr. Gus.
Oh my gosh.
Is so cute. I'm a cat mom myself, and your cat actually looks like my childhood cat that's back home with my parents, who's gray and white. And I need to know what his personality is like. What is Gus like?
Gus is like a little crackhead cat. He is, I like to tell everyone that he's like a dog cat because honestly, fully transparently, I was never really a cat person. We had a cat growing up. She wasn't ever inside. She's an outdoor cat, so I never saw her. And I was like, cats are just kind of like, eh. I love dogs. I wanted to get a dog here so bad, but I travel too much, and I just know that like I wouldn't be the best dog mom because I just don't have the time to like take the dog for a walk and like play with it all the time. And I also live in an apartment, so there's no backyard for him. And I was like, just, morally, I just couldn't do it. And I was like, man, I need something. So I got Gus, and he's a little dog cat. Every time I come home, he runs through the door and he's like, meow, meow. And then he rolls over and he will not get up till I pet his little belly. And then when I eat, he eats. When I watch TV, he sits at the end of my bed and watches TV. When I go to the bathroom, he goes to the bathroom. When I'm in the shower, I know as soon as I get out, Gus is going to be sitting there staring, waiting for me. And then every night I go to sleep, you'll hear his little meow. He comes out from under my bed. He jumps up and he just lays on my chest.
Your
I
cat
actually took him out because he was going to be in here. He always likes to walk in front.
Oh, he would have been the star. Oh my gosh. Your cat.
I'll bring him in.
Wait, let's see him. Bring in Gus.
Gus, you're wanted.
You're wanted. The people want to see you.
Oh, he's coming. He literally comes. Did you hear his squeak?
I hear him.
Come on, Slowpoke. Watch, he's gonna come in and roll over. I don't know if you can see me over here, but
there he comes. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, Gus, my guy. Oh,
I like to call him my biggest scaredy cat. The littlest noise. He's like,
oh,
say hi.
Look at you.
Friends, say hi.
Hi, Gus. What a good boy. Oh, I wish I was at home. I'd bring Sugar in and they could meet. Oh.
Gus wants a girlfriend.
Oh my gosh. Let me see if I have a picture of her that I can show you.
Oh my gosh, Gus, you have to look at Sugar. I have a new girlfriend.
Matchmaker, cat matchmakers. Oh my goodness. Well, the last thing I have for you, my dear, is I know you mentioned that you are going to have a ton of more music coming out this summer. What can you share about what we can expect from that music? What's it going to sound like?
So I'm going to say that it's kind of a twist. I've been doing a lot of like soulful, very chill R&B because I'm very passionate about it. Summer Walker, Ella Mai, they're my favorite artists. So I'm very inspired by them. But I also have a love for like upbeat pop, EDM, festival vibes. And my dream is to perform at festivals. So I've been making a lot of upbeat music, and the 2 songs I just made are my all-time favorite songs I've ever made. Artistically, they're done so well. The production's amazing. So definitely expect some upbeat jams from me. And I also have some visuals that are going to be coming with them.
Oh, love a good visual. Girl, that is so exciting. Well, keep us posted. I can't wait to see what you have in store. And I'm so grateful